Okie dokie, so we're resuming where we left off. I just finished the tutorial and I opened Dual Space and it actually opened SimCity at the space where I left off. So let's now load a Facebook city that I can log into, and I'm gonna choose Hideaway because I need it on this device. I play on 2 devices primarily, even though I have 7, but I play on 2, so I could always have my eye on the war. So I leave one device on the war setting, so so it's always on, so I know who's attacking when I'm playing. Because if I do war, if I always play hard, like we go at it. Our war rank right now is not too bad. I think we're like 3356 or something like that. So we're getting up there. The Club with No Name is the name of my club that I've been in that I started with, quote unquote. And the reason why I'm not saying the names of everything is I think you guys could figure it out. So let's log in. And then we're going to reopen it and see if it holds the position. Now, the last time I did this, we got the error message, remember, where it said this account is linked to another city. But because I, cleared the data and blah, 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 did the tutorial, blah, 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 we'll see if it will load the city. Even though I have it on another device, it doesn't matter. You always can clear the data, restart. See, that's the thing. The beauty of like this kind of whatever we're doing, it's you can undo what you did or redo what you want, fix what you don't like, make better what you want better. The only thing you can't do is retrieve an old city that you have associated with a different account or is not saved in the cloud. You can't copy and paste old data files of your saved city into the new data folder, the COM folders, EA SimCity Mobile Row. You can't copy an old city data files into it and just replace it and start the game and hope your city loads. No. The new update doesn't allow you to do that. Because I've tested it out, it doesn't work. That's the only problem with the new update. There's a lot of things you can't do that you used to be able to do. Like I used to do that all the time. Now there's a program called Titanium Backup. If you invest in the Pro version, you can make a save point, right? And I did this when I was on the night side in a club, right? I created a saved point, a restore point, back it up, and then I got banned from the club, right? Because I was doing too much. So what I did was I loaded Titanium Backup Pro, I restored my save point, and it loaded the city from before they banned me. Now that's never been done before, but it is possible. Like I say and repeat, my motto is everything is possible. Quote, possible. So don't ever give up. Keep trying what you want to do. Don't think it can't be done. Work out solutions. Problems. You're going to run into problems. That's life. Problems constantly. But you can overcome them. So, yeah, I forgot to recommend that. I haven't never really mentioned that in any of my videos. Titanium Pro Backup. And invest the $3 to get the Pro version. Because the standard version doesn't really, it doesn't have all the features that you need. It works, you guys. I did it on a rooted phone, on a Kyocera that's like 10 years old. I restored. This was before the release, though, guys. Before the new update, I restored my city to the point before I got kicked out the club, and was able to rejoin. Start up where I was before I got booted. And that's like, there's no way now, if you get booted from a club, there's no way you can rejoin the club that you got booted from. And Game Guardian Tutorials, I think, feels the same way. I'm pretty sure he agrees with me there. You cannot go back to the club you get booted from. But like I said, anything and everything is possible. You can get back into the club that you booted from, but you're going to have to start over. Make a new city, start from scratch, and do it again. See? Isn't that beautiful? That's the beauty. You can always redo, fix, undo, edit, blah, blah, blah. Okay, back to what we're doing. We're going to try to log in to an account that's linked to another city after I cleared the data and reloaded it. Now we're in dual space. Out of the three, I've tested every single cloning app on GameGuardian.net's page. I've tested every single one. And the only ones that I'm talking about are the ones that work. I'm not going to talk about the ones that don't work and waste your time. Now, some of them are kind of floozy. They're like floozies walking the red light district. But some of them you can work around the unstableness if you need to. Like, for my purposes, I need as many cloning apps as possible because I'm trying to like do something that's not common. Okay, so now I gotta find the password. And a good thing is to keep a journal or a log or a digital file of every single account, every single password, every Google account, all that stuff. Because you know how passwords and things you forget and da-da-da. You guys probably already do that, but I'm getting better at it. My source of organization is very fucked up. Like, I have scratch pads of paper and a notebook and just like tons and tons of paper and little notes everywhere kind of gathered in one area because I'm ADD. Like, I can't focus. Like, I get sidetracked easily, so everything is in disarray. But I'm starting to force myself to be organized. So I'm like, if something is too hard or taking too long, I just move on to the next. Like, I don't want to deal with it. But dealing with passwords and accounts and consistency and order is very important. You gotta know what you're doing, where you're at. Have logs of stuff, keep track of things. It just makes everything easier and flow better. Now it should work because I cleared the data, so there shouldn't be a problem. Oh boy. It said it was resuming game last time. That's not a good thing. Oh, it worked! Yep, because I cleared the data. Yippee! Maybe it just said resuming the game because I opened it on another device like a couple hours ago. Okay, so once again, we're using dual space. Now, I never have done a video on dual space, but we're going to see if it is going to be consistent. And I'm going to double check. I don't think the Google Play... See, they really need to fix that Google Play services error. And there's like apps on Google Play Store, like maybe 10 that are Google Play service apps that are created specifically for that error. I mean, people have spent time, money, hours, investors trying to fix that error. And even if your Google Play services is up to date, you will still get that error on certain apps. Yeah, so I already did the variables. Oh, the hearts. You guys remember that? Remember those hearts? I love that. Okay, so this is Hideaway. This is the president of the new club Paradise Players that we are looking for people. Just apply, and we got about 15 spots. We only got 10 players, so it's called Paradise Players. It's on the naughty side, of course. I've got myself kicked out of my own club, banned, flagged, and removed like 4 times, guys. And I've rejoined every time. So don't be afraid to come to the other side. You need to experiment and learn. And play on both sides. Play on the nice and the nice side. And I'm being straight up. This is why it's called Masterclass. Because I'm going to show you everything. I'm not going to hide any info from you. There's no secrets here. Everything is exposed, whether SimCity likes it or not. And I know SimCity watches some of these tutorials because of some shit that went down. And I'm not going to go into details about that. But the point is, you gotta keep at it. Don't give up. Don't get frustrated. See, I used to get like personal about it and get sad and all bummed out, like when I got kicked out of my first club, like my one city that was like helping everybody in the club, and like, you know, really that city wasn't designed for me. It was designed to help my teammates, and it really bummed me out when they kicked me out. And they did it right as I did my first attack on the war. 3 of my cities got removed from the club instantly. And I didn't see it coming. So SimCity is smart. You guys, they're watching. And I bet you in every club there's an imposter. So you gotta be very careful what you do. Don't do any hacks that don't work. Don't try to fuck around with the sim cache. Don't do it. Don't try to, edit SimCity on the nice side if you don't know what the hell you're doing. I'm just being straight up about it. So let's log out. And then I'm going to reopen it and see if it reopens the same city, okay? So we are looking at dual space, and then we're going to go back to the other cloning apps. The only thing that sucks about this drawing tool and Do Your Recorder is it's not very sophisticated. Like, you have to go back. You can't just easily change colors. You have to go back to the palette and then close it, and go back to the palette and close it, and you can't just... I mean, it serves its purposes. Oh yeah, Orbot is good too, guys. If you guys use VPNs or want to use VPNs, I suggest Orbot. Because it's like made by like people that made DuckDuckGo, or not DuckDuckGo, but people that use Onion, DuckDuckGo, Privacy Badger, HTTPS everywhere, Mozilla, Firefox, the companies that are designed to keep your privacy private and not a lot of web traffic and all that bullshit. Like, I don't have any problems with pop-up ads or viruses or my functioning slow, because I have add-ons in Firefox that prevent all of that. And I learned it from his name is quote unquote the hated one. He's a technical geek professional, internationally world famous computer nerd, and if you check him out, you guys will learn so much. Google him on YouTube and watch some of his videos, and you will learn a lot about Google and Facebook and privacy and websites and what not to use, what to... I'm telling you, he is the bomb. It's called The Hated One. Anyways, let's reopen that app and see if it loads the city like it's supposed to. And then I'm going to open game... Oh, it stopped. It crashed. Okay, so that's crash number 1. Let's try it again. So this is... Why did it crash, guys? Why did it crash? That's crash number 2. All these ads. Crash number 3. Now I'm gonna I want to close all the apps and see why. I'm just gonna keep opening it until it opens, because there should be no why. See, it's not stable. Let me do something. I'm just gonna do a little test. I'm gonna go into clean the cache out and see if that does any helps. You saw me just load the city, guys. You saw it open up. That was the first time after I cleared the data. So, everything is trial and error, trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. So let's clean the cache real quick. I wonder if I remove the data and then reopen it, will it work? Okay, let's clear the cache. Well, 18 megabytes doesn't seem like a lot, but for a cache it is. Like, you want your cache files to be not over 2 megabytes, but some programs are going to be more. Let's clear the cache. Let's clear the cache of SimCity also and see how that affects, if it affects anything or anybody. See, SimCity's cache is only 4 megabytes, but you know why it's only 4 megabytes? Because I haven't loaded a city. Remember, I just did it to tutorial stage? And to double check that it's still working, that it's going to load to tutorial stage, let's open it. And if it's not at tutorial stage, then I'm going to be pissed. So, see, this is the 4th or 5th or 8th time that I've done this. See, now it's not going to tutorial stage. It's loading totally different. Now it wants a Facebook account. It's almost emulating what Dual Space just did, which is weird. I just want to see if it goes to tutorial space. Tutorial where I left off, because I want to leave it that way. So I don't have to ever do the tutorial again. But this is, like, today is the first time I've seen SimCity unstable in years. It has to do with the new update. I'm pretty sure they haven't figured out all their bugs in it. Ah, this just proves my theory. Instability. It loaded the city that I loaded in Dual Space. Why is it doing that, guys? Remember I said I loaded SimCity just to tutorial stage and then I reopened it? Oh, that is whack. Exit. Now, let's open Dual Space and see if it crashes again. See, I hate when it... Oh, don't get cleaner or virus apps, like to clean your phone. Like, don't do it. They have malware in them that your system settings can't detect. I learned that. Don't get any of those cleaning. Just optimize the device with your device's standard your Android's settings are optimized feature. Okay, I'm trying it again, you guys. Okay, it opened for some reason. Now it's opening. Okay. You saw it crash 3 times. And then I opened the main SimCity and it opened the same city. Now, I did not open any city in the main SimCity. This is how you learn, by trial and error, repeating over and over and over and over and over again. I don't know anything about math, you guys. I have to count on my fingers. And how I learned to use Game Guardian, it was just by watching. I'm a visual learner. Okay, so now dual space is loading correctly. It's loading the city that I want it to. But let's exit out and load it again. Okay, so this is going to be like the 5th or 6th time that I start it. First time it worked. The 2nd, 3rd, and 4th time it crashed. The 5th time it opened the same city. This will be the 6th time. Ha! Crashed. Are you guys following this? I hope so. Huh. I wonder why that is. Let's clear the cache again. Let's close everything. Clear the cache and reopen and see. I think it's because I cleared the cache is why it opened. Honestly, I really think that has something to do with it. But I'm not sure. I'm guesstimating. I'm just going by my intuition. You guys, follow your intuition more. Seriously, don't listen to everything everybody says. Go by your gut. Sometimes you gotta go by your gut. And go against the grain. I mean, there's a rule of thumb in certain things in life, but certain things there's not. Okay, so I'm gonna try to open it again and see what happens. Now it's loading. Okay, so this is the 7th time it opened. And then I'm going to close it out and open again. And then by the 10th time, we'll know if all you have to do is clear the cache. Then I'll keep it. And then I'm going to go on to the next clone apps and try to open those and see if it interferes and loads different cities after I load my other clone cities and my other clone apps. Okay, so that's the 8th time. Exit out. Now I'm going to try to open it again, just without clearing the cache, and see what happens. It opened again. This is the 9th time. Now this is the 1st. It's never opened twice in a row. I just took some caffeine pills, guys, so I'm like on one. Because I'm trying to stay awake and get this done. Because pretty soon I'll be going to physical therapy and I won't have time to play SimCity. So I think this is the 9th or the 10th time. But this is the 2nd time it's opened without clearing the cache. Let's exit out again. Okay. Oh, also, SimCity, if you notice, if you use a ES File Explorer, which I used to like, but now I think it sucks because it's too confusing. But it's pretty in-depth and you can do a lot of things. Like Root Explorer, there's a lot of different file explorers, Maze, there's a lot of different file explorer programs, but you gotta find one that works for you, because not everybody is in their brain oriented the same way to understand hierarchy. So let's open it again. But my point of why I brought that up is because I forgot. Anyways, let's try to open it again. Oh, SimCity downloads tons of mini videos that you don't even know about that take up like tons of megabytes. It's crashed, guys. It's the 11th time it crashed. Okay, so far, after opening it 11 times, it's opened 2 times in a row. Okay, let's open it again. Now it's opening. See how unstable this app is? But it's loading the city. But I'm only going to use it if it keeps this city, whether it crashes or not. If it loads the same city after I load different cities than the other cloning maps, then I'm going to use it. And I'm going to put it in my top 5 cloning apps. Or whatever, you know what I'm saying. But clearing the cache, I think, helped. But I only cleared the cache like twice. And then it opened, and then it opened, and then it crashed. Okay, so exit out. Oh, I'll show you, and then we'll come back to this. I'm jumping around, I know. Okay, ES File Explorer, I want to show you all the fucking shit that SimCity downloads in your phone that you don't even know about. Every time you use SimCity, it downloads to your... Okay, now, if you look at... This is ES File Explorer. I only started using it because it was recommended, and I got comfortable with it because it was easy to copy your files folder and insert it into your com.sim EA mobile row folder and replace the data files before the update. It was real easy to do that. Now, watch this. Movies. So let's just analyze this real quick and look at the recently created files. Okay, now look at 29.24 gigabytes of files. Let's just go into there and look. All 80% of these, and it doesn't show you the file size, which is bullshit. And you can change the view, and I've tried to, but it just gives you 80% of these. Now, some of these are important, like, because it groups it into what files were created in the last 7 days. 29 gigabytes, guys. But 80% of this is stuff that has to do with ads from SimCity and parts of... Look at... Okay, now it's showing the file size. Let me show you something. If you look closely, or if you have a magnifying glass, these files 2.11K 4.7, that's not big at all. You don't have to worry about that. Those are system app files that are whatever needed. But when you get into, like, look at all these files. Now, you don't know what they are, but I know that they're part of the game, just because I know. These files right here, they're like 7K, 3K, 9K. Eventually, that's going to add up to megabyte, which is going to add up to 500 megabytes, which is going to add up to a gig. Gig turns into 4 gigs, turns into 1632, and so on and so forth. Now, if you got hundreds... See, these are files created within 7 days. Now, I have duplicates of these files, for example. Like, these are my... These little files right here are pictures of... Every last one of them are my Facebook icon JPEGs, which already exist, but they make duplicates of it. Alright, now look at this file here. This is part of Game Guardian. It's 8.4K, which is not a lot at all. I'm trying to find where's the 34 gigs. Here's a zip file of COM EAA SimCity Mobile Row, which is 17.99 KB. I made a zip file of my entire SD card and backed it up onto my computer because my SD card is full of junk. And I thought, oh look it, here's to prove to you. This is all SimCity shit. Look at buildings, parks, Fords, group, COM EA SimCity Mobile Row. Let's keep going up. Epic Bridge. Look at that. Epic Bridge tutorial, movies, Happy City, Industrial Group. All these right here. SimCity, population, airport, trade depot. Now, if you start to learn to know what each of those files are, there's more ways to hack SimCity. Like, say if you were to delete or alter them. Now, the developers say there's no way to hack SimCity, and they've emailed that to me because I talk to them a lot, and little do they know. My biggest problem with SimCity are the Unity ads cache files. They take up the most space, and they're from all the ads, all the game ads. These guys right here. Now watch this. We are going to go to the top. Look at this is all SimCity. Now, if I'm afraid to delete them, because if I delete them, then maybe my city won't open right. You know what I'm saying? Because it was recently created. Did I create a new city? Or are these part of the game files that creates every time you load? That's just part of SimCity that has to load. But look at all those. Building, 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 building. I think this is for every building that you build, there's some kind of associated file. This is all the SimCity music, guys. Look at it. War, 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 war. All SimCity music, more Unity ads cache. Now, let's look at it in, so 29.4 gigs, guys. All of the files in my phone is 48.33. Now, that something is off there. That doesn't make sense. In the last 7 days, I made 29.24 gigs of files. But all the files in this little tablet I got here, which is actually a very good and fast tablet, and I highly recommend it. It's called Samsung S2 Tab A. But I got it from Canada. It's not rooted, but I can use Game Guardian in virtual space, and you don't have to. The beauty of Game Guardian now is you don't have to have a rooted phone, guys. Isn't that awesome? But if I was more like knew about developer type shit, I could be able to do more tricks with my phone and show you more stuff to like customize your phone. Okay, here we go. Large files. So it breaks it down like apps associated folder, recently created files, all files, junk files, and then it throws these ads in to like throw you off, which really pisses me off. So to me it just looks like a jumbled mess. It's not very clean to look at, but oh fuck, I'm not giving you a penny. Like, this shit right here, it gets in the way of what you're looking at. You know? Here's where I'm trying to get to, right here. Large files. So we're going to take a look at that. Details. Look at that shit, guys. Now a lot of these are my actual videos that I upload, because DU Recorder, if you make a real-time video, it's gonna be over a gig or close to. 30-minute video usually averages between 8 and a gig and a half. The largest, I did like an hour video, and I think it was like 4 gigs. It uploaded. It took like maybe half an hour to upload to YouTube, but it uploaded fine. But I have my phone set to save the DU Recorder video files that I upload to YouTube. I have the save to SD card option selected, so you know, it doesn't take up all my internal storage. But okay, so all these are MP4s. I want to see what this is right here. I don't remember making that. Oh, I guess I did make it. My bad. So that's what's taking up a lot of space, I guess, is my video files. And my sound files, yeah. But see, my problem is I don't have, this is not like, this tab doesn't have dual SD card function. Like, I need more space. I have a terabyte drive, an external drive, but I just recently moved, and I don't know where it is, and I'm kind of I'm not dealing with it because I have to find it. It's in a box, and I could just attach it to my computer and then upload all these to my computer and then delete them. But I'm so afraid to delete shit because, you guys, I've lost like 2,000 MP3s once because I was fucking around and I moved them from one folder to somewhere else, and then I can never find them again. So I lost a third of my music library. But I try to keep all my videos of the uploads just to have as a backup, because who knows when my channel's gonna get deleted, or if it's gonna, who knows if it crashes or they change things or the app becomes obsolete. So those are large files. So that's 47.12 of all files, 48.33. Interesting. Yeah, see if you there, I was pretty close in my guesstimate. Look at 44, and then the system uses 44.6 gigs. So another thing why I don't like ES File Explorer is because if you look here, let me just show you something. Here's your home, right? Technically, there's your internal storage. Oh, fuck. Technically, there's your internal storage right there, and then your SD card, right? But if you open your SD card... Oh, this SD card is 160 gigs. Or, no, I'm sorry, 164 gigs? Yeah. I think the largest they come is like 200 gigs. I don't know. Something like that. Anyways, I don't know where anything is. Because ES File... I can open folders and open folders, but let me show you something. Okay, ES File Explorer, this is like the root hierarchy of where it's stored. Now, it says local, right? But I technically clicked on the SD card, and you would think you would just see what's on the SD card. Now, how do I see where all my movies are? So I open Android. I open media. And if you look, it says 0 items, 1 item. If I go into my master... See, I thought I backed up all my masterclass videos into the folder. Oh, there they are. 49 items. That's right. But it looks funny. Like, it says 1 item. Maybe it's referring to 1 folder. So let's see. 1 folder. Okay. Now if I go into the Android folder, is there 3 items? Yeah, 3 folders. Okay, now that makes sense. Okay. But it still says local. And if you like cloud drive, I've tried uploading shit to the cloud, you guys. And there's so many different types of clouds. There's blue, white, green, purple. There's Dropboxes. There's Google Drives. There's for people that use Windows, you know, I forget the name of it. Microsoft Drive and Outlook and all that, whatever. So, this is how I used to do it, guys. Before they did the recent update, which was really cool, I would just go to my backups folder. Let me see if I could find an example. I created a backups folder somewhere separate from the backups folder that... See, this backups folder right here is made by ES File Explorer, but what's in there? Ain't shit. Now, here's an example of an old city from September of 18 that I love this city, but it doesn't even have the files in it. It like deleted it and I saved it as a backup and files just disappeared. Now I have another backups folder somewhere. I wanted to show you something important. See how it's confusing? Oh, how do I get to my apps folder, the com folder, right? Here's the way you do it. So you go to home, you go to internal storage, you find Android. Not the light blue, guys, not this. See these light blue folders? There's going to be a folder that says Android that's light blue. Somewhere. I can't see it here. I can't see it here. But the folder that you want to go to look where all your apps are is you go Android. Click on it. Then you go Data. Click on it. And there is all your apps. Okay. Why is this window? I don't want to look at this window. It's in the way. Get out of the way. There we go. Okay, so it used to be like, say, I want to copy an old city into a new city and use the old files in the new city, just because. It used to be you could go to this folder right here, com EA mobile row. Okay. If you open it, you see the cache and then you see the files. Technically, this folder right here, and then there's the Unity ads cache and they take up space, and I'm still getting to that. But this this is what I don't like about this tool brush. This folder right here is technically the essence of your entire game. That holds everything. So let's look inside there. Files. Now, what this stuff means, this, I don't know. Keys, what's that? Is that keys, does that tell you how many platinum gold keys you have, or is it key to get in the door, or what? Now, updates. Now, this is interesting. I've never seen that folder before. You know how, like, if you open SimCity and it says downloading updates? I wonder if that's it. And then I'm wondering if I delete that, will it not download the updates? Now, that's kind of dumb thinking, right? That's like what an average person would think. And I've never tested it out because I'm afraid to lose my city or alter it and then I can't retrieve it. But the best way to learn is to experiment. And I bet there's more you can do with SimCity with the new update than we even dream of if we understood how how this all works and what it all means. Now, if you're a programmer, obviously you can figure this shit out. But I'm not a programmer. I would like to be. I'm more of a demi hacker. I'm not a hacker because I don't really know about programming, but I just know how to hack SimCity. I'm not a hacker, guys. I'm just an editor. That's what I know how to do, is to edit. Okay, so let's go back into, this is update. Ugh. See, I'm totally off tangent now. Like, I'm getting into something totally different. So what's in that folder? It was created on 1/11/19, right? So it's updating whatever it's updating. Audio, RCI, UI, War, Map Screen, Regions, UI. Now all of these are updated at the same day. So I guess this is your daily play, like sections, regions. Oh, look. Hey, I love it. I've never gone in here before and actually looked. I have, but in the old version, not the new update. Look at Cactus Canyon, Fords, Limestone, Green Valley, and Sunny Isle. Hey, that's cool. It's a group.bin file. Now look how small they are. Well, not really. Now, Cactus Canyon is not even 1 megabyte big, that group.bin file. But Green Valley, if you think about it, if the map of it, like, you know, the fresh map, it's like 3 tiers. That's why it's 2.11 megabytes. Sunny Isles is 2.02 megabytes. Fords is 2.6 and Limestone is 1.43. That's why a lot of people pick Limestone in Arizona, because the map is not as huge to attempt. But you can't, here's the thing, like I can't open that file, right? Watch. If I click on it, nothing's going to happen. Open as text, audio, video, image, other. Let's see if I open as text, what happens. Now, let's look at in the HTML viewer. Let me just see what happens. Nothing. Well, I'll try it. It's probably just a string of code. Probably nothing's going to happen, though. Thought so. Nothing's happening because that's not... I don't know what language SimCity is written in. Let's click on Fords. Open it as other. See the different options that it gives you? A browser, a player, an editor, a reader, Chrome. Like, open it as Chrome. Like, that really makes no sense. It just gives you different apps to open it. Now, if we had like a programming type app, we could probably like see the string of text. But that's not the type of file it is, you see. We don't know. It's just a group.bin file, and that's their own. The word I'm looking for is not repository. Deposit, custom. I'm sure it's custom to SimCity itself, but you can see what's in the game if you research these folders. Map screen. Savannah. See, this is for the war, okay? So they do give you some clue. So, you know, ice, desert, lava, sky. But if we open it, we can't do too much, but just because it's a group.bin file. Now, lava theme. Let's open as an image. I'm just curious. Nothing. But let's click on it again. Details. I'm just edit process access point. No. Come on, guys. You know this is not gonna work. But let me scroll back. But here's something interesting with ES File Explorer. If you click on something and you go to this little window down here, which is really cool, that little 3-dot window down there, if you click more, there's a lot you can do. Look. Send, hide, add, share, open as, add to favorite, backup, encrypt, compress, properties, move, copy, web search. Let's look at the properties of this file. Now look at the hierarchy structure. It's very confusing. It's a file. It's just a file, guys, but you can make any file and attach an icon of any kind. It could be a doc file, it could be an image file, it could be a .exe file, it could be a .mp4 file, and you could put any icon onto a file, and it could be an app, an image, a sound, it could be a string of text, code, whatever, blah blah blah. All of that is interchangeable, so you never know what is what, because that's just the way it is. So storage. This is what I don't understand. Emulated. Okay, I know what emulated means, but I don't understand how it works in this app. I can never figure it out. Storage. Hidden. It's not hidden. Storage. Which storage? SD card or my phone? Emulated. Folder 0. Android. Data. EA mobile roll files. Updates. Map screen. Sky map. Now, what if I was to copy that into another, like, parallel space, for example, and find their path that is similar? Well, there's not going to be one. I think we've had enough of this part of the video, because I'm going like into shit that I really don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm just showing you part of ES File Explorer and the different things that are confusing. But my point is, if you look in, you want to kind of study the SimCity file folder and learn. It says 0 downloads, but if I click on it, okay, there's nothing there. Fine. Let me look. Oh, let's look at this. Dynamic old text. I want to open it. Wait, you can't do it like that. You have to double click. Oh, more. Open as text. I'm just going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work. Yep. Okay, so now this is where, okay, Rich, if you're watching this, you need to see this part of the video. Remember you were asking me if you could change the gamer ID's profile to a new gamer's ID profile? You could change your IP address easily. You could hide it, change it, whatever. You can use a VPN. You could use a proxy server. There's all different ways to hide your IP, but to change your device ID or your gamer ID, I don't know. But look at this very closely, guys. This is telling, that particular file is telling, it's describing my phone's exact exact information about my phone. Device ID is SMT713. That is my Samsung phone. Memory total, okay, it's 32 gigs. Device chipset, the type of chipset it is. The CPU, the vendor, the renderer, the shading, the language, OpenGL. Okay, OpenGL. Now that's a language. Now you guys, it would behoove you to Google or however you browse and search for information is to learn the top 10 programming not learn them, but look and search and know what the top 10 programming languages are, so you are familiar with the dialogue, because that is a future. That's what makes our computers, our devices, our information technology that is now and is to come. So that file is specific to my phone. SimCity knows exactly which device I'm using. So this is how they ban you and you get flagged, because they know. Now if I was to delete that, I wonder what would happen. Would it just recreate itself? Do they have a backup way of, like, if a user is to modify their code, do they have a backup version of it? Now let's look at the new. It says dynamic, old, dynamic, new. Let's look at dynamic, new. So I just randomly picked no editor. That's just part of ES Explorer. There's no programming apps here at all. So I'm not really looking at any developer stuff. I'm just looking at the average. Okay, now that is the same file and it says the same shit, but one is old and one is new. New, old. They both have the same date of 11/19. Now, my question, and they both are the same file size. They're very, very small part of 1 kilobyte of space. Now, what city? Oh, I have to figure out what SimCity, if this is SimCity. Yeah, this is just the regular SimCity, guys. This is not any of my stored cities. Now, where they're at, like I have 10 different EA mobile rows. They are in... This is crazy, guys. This gets crazy. Let's find parallel space. Now the way parallel space, this is the parallel space folder right here, and you're gonna see how they break down the file structure of SimCity. So let's open it. Cache, files. Now look at the date of the files. Now this is not the same 10/1/18, October 1st, 18. I always have my phone set to list and date modified. If I'm looking for something, I want to know when it was created and when it was modified. I don't care about anything else. I just want to know when it was created, when it was modified. That's very important. So that says 10/1. This says 1/10, which is today, I think. And the cache doesn't matter because that's just temporary deleted, temporary shit that just creates because it does. I can't explain cache. All I know is that you can get rid of cache files and not worry about it. It won't affect anything because they just recreate themselves. But they're needed for whatever they were needed for. But where we're going is in here. Let's try to open... Okay. So this is 0 folder, remember? We saw that in COM EA Mobile Row, a 0 folder. Now let's open the 0 folder. There's 8 items. Here is where my game is for parallel space. Now, if I was to take an old city before I got banned and copy it and paste it in there, now there should be 2 files in there. There should be a files and a cache folder inside that com.ea game SimCity Mobile Row. Now notice it's the same as what's in the app Android data media folder, but it's in parallel space folder, okay? So if I open it, it should say files and cache. Let's see if it does. Yeah, it says files and cache. So it's replicating because it is a cloning app. It's replicating SimCity's file structure. But it does its own thing in a different way that we have no clue about. There are other files in parallel space. Like, look it has a com. These are all applications, by the way. If it says com, it's an application of a certain type. Android vending, Google, it works with Google, Android vending, Google Android Play Games, com Phantom. Now look at these are all, look at the dates. No wonder why Google Services doesn't. Oh yeah, it does. I'm sorry, I take that back. Parallel space, Google Services, Google Play Games, Google Gamer Profile ID works. Guys, that's the only one that is stable that you can log into your Google account no matter what, is parallel space. And why these other cloning apps have the Google Services error, I don't know. And I fucking wish they would fix that shit. Because if you don't have a Facebook account and you lose your game, it sucks. And it's happened to me not once or twice, but so I cannot express this more hard enough to grain it into your head. Back up everything. Don't try to edit the system files. You can look like how we are looking into the folder structure and see and try to learn just to be familiar with where things are and how they work. But if you don't know what you're doing, don't fuck with it. But my question is, if I was to take an old files folder, it's just the files, because it's still, I mean, the game, even though it has updates and there's regions and all that, you know, the structure of the game is pretty, I would think, the same as the old structure. Look at cache, files, and there's all your files. Now, what they all mean, I don't know. Now, here's something interesting. The dynamic text old and new have different dates. One is 110 and one is 19. Now, if I open it, let's see what it says. It's going to have my phone. It's just my phone information, guys. Now, if I was to delete that, I don't know, but maybe that has to do with how you can edit. If you knew some program, if you knew HTML or whatever, and you knew some basic programming languages, you could probably edit that to change your device ID, to change your gamer profile ID. So, goes back to your question, Rich, if you are watching this. Updates, 8 items. Audio, war, map, regions. So this is parallel space, and the account on here is my band club. Okay, so this parallel space, by the way, is Yoda Melon, which was banned from my club. So every time it opens, it downloads updates, and I bet those updates have to do with the old version and the new version before I was banned, because the city still works. I can still play Yoda. It's just in the new club on the nice side. I'm gonna pause.